Alrighty then, it's time for a Jungle Gragas game. Let's get the show on the road. So, also using the Arctic Gragas skin because it's fitting for winter. So, this level 1 fight is going to be really fun, so I want to point out every little thing that happens in it. So, we put down a ward really early, and the enemy team comes at as 5. But look at Jax. He hangs back because I think he's a little bit afraid, and he didn't really want to commit to this. He wants to get to his lane quickly and not lose anything. So he's backing off, but we know he's there, so it allows us to basically corral him by himself. I go in with a body slam to try to get a flash or something out, and we get out his dodge, or I mean his stun. He misses it completely on all of us. We back off, and they have this weird thing where not all of them are fully committing to this, so they're losing out on damage and allowing us to get a better position and just start chunking people down. We get Kai'Sa down, and then Galio is sort of the sacrificial lamb here because he tries to do some damage for some reason, even though he has super low health. So he gets picked off. Jax stuns a few people and then body slam him to make sure the Q, Lux's Q hits him because he didn't burn his flash yet. And we were able to kill him too and do a lot of damage. So we burned a lot of summoner spells from the enemy team. We burned some too, but more from them, and killed 3 of them and did a lot of damage to them. So the Evelyn is forced to go back, no doubt. Though then I do the world's most depressing blue of all time, where I probably should have just gone back and done it at full health, so I wouldn't waste so much time just trying to kite the thing. But whatever. It actually will affect me because it slows me down a bit. Now, the score is 0-5. It's pretty considerable, especially since Rengar bottom lane has 3 kills so far. But there is a thing with the lanes, how it's working out right now. Aside from Lux, my lanes are high risk. Rengar and Pyke, I'm not going to say are bad, but it is kind of bad that we have them alongside a Tryndamere, because it sort of means that the Evelyn could possibly bury one of them. So it means I need to focus on hunting down the Evelyn and making sure she doesn't break these lanes. If Tryndamere isn't stopped, which unfortunately seems that he's kind of playing really risky and the Jax is toying with him, he could go into a complete split pushing farm mode, and my team can, alongside the Lux, can just kind of catch and annihilate people. Where my team is pretty good at, catching somebody and destroying them or causing some sort of chaos and allowing the Rengar to just pick someone off. We're basically a very assassin-heavy team. We're an assassin mid-rangey team. We catch somebody, knock them out, and then spring around and kill the rest of them. That's at least a hope. Artillery with me and the Lux, and then the snipers, the backline sniper with the Rengar, and maybe the Pyke too if he gets big enough. But again, the problem is that my bottom laners are either pushed so hard that they make easy kills for the Evelyn, or at their tower where they're basically useless. And normally that position would be very good for a jungler, ganking somebody. Your teammates being at the tower allows you to gank them, but not in this case. Pyke needs a clear shot to be able to attack somebody or grab somebody, and that makes it very obvious you're going to gank them. But and Rengar needs the bushes or also a clear opening to be able to do something. But so that just kind of makes it so bottom lane really isn't helpful in most cases. They're kind of on their own. The only times it really helps are in situations here where they're not fully committal. Like the Thresh just kind of was way too far, and a lot of things were burned to make sure he stays trapped. But yeah, he got killed. Tryndamere, on the other hand, he keeps DCing, so that's kind of also another unfortunate thing there. So a lot of my focus in this game is to keep track of the enemy Evelyn, wherever she might be, just keep track of her and try to keep her down. If I keep her down, she won't be able to gank anybody, and she'll let Tryndamere roam around or something, or do whatever. Unfortunately, Rengar goes in for the kill and gets killed, thus kind of making Evelyn just eat off him. So here's the thing, though. Aside from the fact that she has pretty good scores so far, or 3-2-0, and I guess better form than me, the Evelyn isn't really doing all that great, so to speak. So she's eventually going to get a few more kills, but a lot of her kills, or like in this case, you're going to see she snipes a lot of people that are low on health or something. Like here, we go for the kill, or Pyke goes for the kill. Then Evelyn is going to snipe behind the Lux and wipe her out just right now. It just takes a while. Boom. So she's got inflated kills. Most of her kills are coming from people who are low on health anyways, or they're diving really harshly or something. So she's not really have much of an impact. In those situations, either the player was going to leave or was going to die anyways. So, she should have been focusing on making sure that Tryndamere was buried because he's seemingly starting to spank the enemy Jax once his latency was apparently fixed. By the way, that sucked right there where I body slammed and was going to throw my ultimate to where the Galio was going to be so I could knock him back. But because of the way his own gap closer works, where he flies backwards, it just sort of hit my body slam, stopped his, and saved him. So he inadvertently outplayed me. But anyways, yeah. Essentially because the Evelynn hasn't been able to actually do a lot of pivotal plays and sort of not choosing her targets wisely, she's kind of let all her lanes fail as a result. And I'm not saying she's a bad player, so to speak, but her decisions weren't the best. My lanes were definitely high risk, but she only showed up in moments where they were already, not doing anything or they were in the process of dying. So she just kind of didn't change the fate, so to speak. And as a result, my team is now able to run amok. I mean, Tryndamere is still dying, but it's taking quite a bit of effort and aggro from the entire enemy team, or at least the attention of 2 to 3 people to at least keep them in check. Because whenever someone shows up to actually fight him, he spanks them and they are forced to run away or die. And as a result, we're able to take the dragon, as you saw that, gain control of the map, and it just make it very inhospitable for them to roam around. Like here, I'm going to catch the Evelynn, and I'm going to just chunk her down for a lot of damage. Boom. But I'm not going to kill her. In fact, she and the Kaiser are going to kill me, but my teammates just easily kind of collapse on that and destroy her. So they die, we get a tower, we push ahead, and again, they just kind of lost all control here. And I'm not going to put all the blame on the Evelynn, obviously. It was, the Galio getting a little bit too testy with the Lux and not working with her to gank the Lux. He kind of initiated a lot of ganks before she was in position or was in the process of losing a fight. The Jax, probably he lost his own lane because he kept getting too aggro against the Tryndamere, and when it was obvious the Tryndamere was getting really strong, he still kept fighting him the same way and losing that fight. And then bottom lane, I think they just kind of decided, let's just constantly feed the Rengar. Let's feed the children of Africa. Gather enough feed for them. Anyways, you can see just springboarding, killing everybody. The Pyke is kind of a menace at this point, and it's just throwing gold everywhere. The Kaiser and Evelynn are not going to survive any fight. They're too squishy at this point, and they're just going to get one shot. And then the rest of my team gets easy pickings of everybody else. It's disgusting, honestly. I mean, my teammates don't get the nexus at this point. They're forced to go back a little bit, so we regather our forces. But the enemy team knows they're done. They want to surrender, but I think it's the point where two people aren't accepting the surrender, so they're just stubbornly going for it. But yeah, none of them can survive. We catch the Jax, destroy him, he just explodes. Galio comes in and he explodes. I mean, he was low health anyways. And then the rest of the survivors are just kind of there. By the way, I took Predator on Gragas because apparently that's the thing to go with him right now. But I didn't really feel it made much of a difference, and in fact detracted from the electrocute. I'll still be trying it because, got to give it a good old experimentation, but I wasn't too impressed. But either way, it was a fun game, and just you could see how the mid game just kind of went one way once certain things were not checked off from the enemy team, and they let things get a little out of hand. So hooray for Gragas, and hooray for not paying attention. And if you liked this video, remember to give it a like. And if you aren't subscribed, make sure to subscribe. And if you are subscribed, make sure to hit the little bell up there somewhere so you actually get notifications to my videos, because YouTube and stuff.